And recording button. Starting back where we left off. I know we're in a hurry to set up, but before we do, I need to address my people. The peace we swore to uphold has been shattered. They need to understand what's happened and how we intend to fix it. So I want to call an embassy at the Winged Walk and assure them that they all will be well. But as shaken as they are, I don't know how well they will come. Though it's those who are most distressed that truly need to hear your words. If you like, I shall seek out such souls and encourage them to attend. I hope too, this is an important step in the city's recovery. Care to join us? Might as well, got nothing better to do. Well, I handle that, Aaronville and I will see to provisions for the expedition. Thank you. I'll go ahead and have the Landsguard announce the address. Oh boy. Landsguard announce the address. People must know that there's going to be one before they can decide whether or not they want to hear it. If you could see to the resplendent corridor by the Bayside alleys, and Bayside Bevy, Alizé, and I will split the rest of the city between us. Sorry about that, I needed to cough up a loogie. Yeah, too much to walk. I'll show you, dumb. If Tuliolo falls to the enemy, what will happen to us? To our homes and to our homes. Our farms, everything we've worked so hard to build. Lives and communities and histories all reduced to ash by these merciless villains. I heard Val Woklamat is planning to address the people. What's the point? What can she and her brother possibly have to say? Really? The Dawn servants have a plan already? They've lost so much, yet they've prepared to carry on. Standing around worrying about what's to come will change nothing. It would be a lie to say I'm hopeful for the future, but I will go hear what they intend to do. We, plan to take the fight to them. I still can't believe we were attacked. For mercy, my family was spared. I don't know what I would have done had they come to harm. I understand Val Woklamat is going to make an address soon. I'll be there, of course. Oh, that didn't count towards the progress. Please leave me. My father's gone. Leave me to mourn. Galul Jaja is slain, and yet Val Woklamat and Val Kuana will still fight for our nation, for us? Very well. If they would speak, the least I could do is listen. Cheerful resident don't need no encouragement. I'm looking at the chat right now, and I'm seeing a couple people be like, Hey, anybody interested in running maps? And a couple people are just like, hell yeah, count me in. And it's just like, hell yeah, let's set up a party finder. The one thing I find fascinating about this game, and it's probably like this elsewhere, is that you could just make friends so quickly. There you are. It's not safe here. Not anymore. I could try to leave Toral, but where else is there to go? You look well traveled, sir. Please, I can't stay here, but I fear nowhere in Toral is beyond the enemy's reach. What of the lands across the salt? Pata. I know. Even if I ran, I'd regret it in the end. I love Toral. This is my home, and I know the Dawn Servants would give their lives to defend her. I'll put my faith in them and listen to what they have to say. Bum. Well, there's no Aether point between me and there, so I'll just rush over here. For a second I thought my model just decided to go off camera. We'll go off screen. So I'll just do this, and then... I guess it's a little bit of experience. I'll probably do all the side quests on a different class to level up to get the experience from it. Reason why I'm doing that now just because it was locked shit. The wares are mostly intact, my clients. Okay, you weren't needed. I need to look at the adjectives. Alright, it's the start of the week, so go figure. I need to stock up food and medicine as much as I can, and what else is there? I can't afford to forget anything. Sorry, sir, but I'm busy. Too much to do, so little time. There's no telling when those men will turn. I have to get out of here, so we're safe. Hapata. Wow, look, Matt wants to speak to us? Perhaps she has a plan. Then I suppose there's no harm in hearing what she has to say. Gotta look at the adjectives, man. Cleaning up fire. Doesn't need to be. Got it. Paranoid. You need encouraging. At least now, what does the soldiers come back? And what are those strange machines looming overhead? Gods, I have so many questions. I see. Then it would put my mind at ease to learn anything of the threat we face. Alright, we'll go to the winged walk. Thank you. I feel better already, and likely better still once I hear what the Dawn Servants have to say. Maybe they're down here. Where, oh, where could sad people be? Are you up here? Oh, you were hiding. Whatever it is, I don't have time. I have to finish repairing the cart. There's only so much I can carry on my back. With those hollow devils, when those hollow devils come again, I need to be ready. Val Lukman and Val Koana mean well, but they're young and inexperienced. They can barely look after themselves. If we were to survive, I do not know if we can count on them. Hapa tapa tapa. They're going to strike back at the enemy? So they're resolved to face this. Maybe it's too early to be thinking of running. Alright, I'll go hear what they have to address. Or that burp just made me think of that. Probably not, Chief. Probably not. Oh, I went right by it. Cool. Come on. Thank you. Looks like you've brought quite a few people. Thank you. Alize had actually returned ahead of you, but upon hearing that you were still out there, she decided she was unsatisfied with her own efforts and left again. Damn, trying to one-up us. My apologies for involving you all in Terralia affairs. We are simply helping dear friends in need. Having traveled the lands of Terral, sharing in the rich cultures of your people, I can see it no other way. What's more, Zaralja and his army pose a threat not only to Terral, but the star as a whole. We will stand with you to protect what you hold dear. Thank you. I don't expect you've had much, if any, rest. How are you holding up? I'm fine, thanks to a little encouragement from Drake. Needn't worry about me either. Whatever weariness I feel is no match for my desire to protect my people. We will restore peace to the nation and preserve our father's legacy. And it begins by speaking to the people from our hearts. Right. We need to see a few things, but feel free to go ahead and to the plaza and wait. Their father raised them well. That he did. This is probably going to be voice acted. Buckle's okay.
Namachi, are you all right?
Yes, don't worry. I'm ready for it. The fear, and sadness, and anger. Everything.
I am the reason to your resolve. But more than that, I am your brother. You needn't bear this burden alone. Remember this.
As you likely already know, my father, our former Dawn servant, lost his life in the recent attack. He challenged the enemy leader to a duel and fought with skill and valor, and for a moment we believed he had won. But wielding an unknown power, his foe returned from death and struck him down. I could only watch as this happened. I could not tarnish my father's honor by interfering. Many of you have suffered terribly. You've taken wounds. You've lost friends and family. As vow of resolve, I failed in my duty to protect you. Words can't express the shame and regret I feel. And as much as it pains me to reveal this, the enemy leader was none other than my brother Zoralsha.
Zoralsha? It's true! I saw him!
We believe he staged the attack from Yasulani, which has been encased within a mysterious dome. I know that you're concerned for your loved ones there as well. But mark my words, I won't let Zoralsha torment us any further. Our father gave his life to protect our nation, and I'm prepared to do the same.
You say that, but those metal monstrosities are still up there in the sky. What are you going to do about them?
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
The enemy is still on our doorstep, and waiting for them to strike again accomplishes nothing. That's why we're going to strike first. We are going to take the battle straight to Zorolja and put an end to it all.
And while my sister sallies forth, I will take charge of the city's defenses. Not another soul will come to harm. We swear to you.
Like our father before us, we will lead with resolve and reason to restore peace to our nation. So please, have patience and faith.
So the resolve goes on the attack, while reason shores up the defenses. Sounds like a fine plan. Needless to say, you can count on my sword. Dural's my home, and I'll do my part for it.
God damn hype man.
You're here, brother.
That makes two of us. Or was that two of we? Never mind that. What of the rest of you? Will you let others do the work? Or will you do your part and fight?
We fight! We fight! We're two Leolans because we're united! We'll stand with you and weather this storm!
He's right. This is our nation, and it falls to us to protect it.
We'll fight too! For Tuliolan! Me too! Me too!
We're all together in this!
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
We've already learned much about our foe, and we will continue to learn more. In time, we will have the means to make their warships fall from the sky. When we join hands with our countrymen and our allies,
We're gonna
from afar,
leave, and then
we're stronger
we
than
come
we
back
can
to see
be.
that he built a goddamn railgun and other
Together,
anti-air.
let us show the enemy the might of Tuli Yolal.
You are the beating heart of our nation. Each and every one of you. Uncertain days lie ahead, but for now, I ask you to persevere, to go about your lives as you always do. Only then can we ensure we have the resources to see our nation through these trials. And when the time comes, we will strike. Tuliola will not fall. We will prevail, and peace and happiness will be ours again.
Listen to Bookwoman and Quana. I was reminded of my time in the first. While the Exarch was no king, I often found myself speaking before the people of the Crystarium in like manner, and through their deeds they answered me. The people of Tyrol too rise to the occasion. This I can tell. Let's see. 96. The only thing that I'm missing are hands, and I'm guessing. Nope, not there. Earrings, hands, wrists, and rings. Friend of mine. That's what I thought. There's probably some side quests around here that have the 669 gear around here. I should have gone the other way. I'm peeking. Oops. I didn't mean to blow your ear out. Will all of these say 90? Probably. I'm gonna pause the recording real quick to just check around for side quests. Unpause. Well, the honor of our departure is at hand. Those of us remaining here shall accompany you part of the way. I, for one, would like to see the dome firsthand. We set forth as soon as everyone is ready. I will look them at that. There you are. Namachi. We're just planning to call on you. Are you ready to leave? I am, seeing the people come together as one, knowing they haven't given up hope. It was all encouragement I could ask for. Right then, let's get going. We leave from Zoctorel Skygate. I wish they put this closer. Making sure I didn't miss any. Okay. Didn't mean to do that. Everyone's here? Good. This is it, my friends. We go to strike down Zorolja, secure a peace for Tuliolo. We must, we'll be passing through Shaloni, where there have been reports of enemy movement, so stay sharp. Be as sharp as... I don't know. I tried to think of something sharp. And, like, anything I thought of could be construed as sharp. Spoon? Spoons you could technically call sharp. Not too sharp, but sharp. The Landsguard had told me about them. They emerged from the dome in quick succession and took to looming overhead. A display of force, like the vessels in Tuliolo. Indeed. And while they haven't taken any aggressive actions, I want to see how things are in the area before moving on. We'll be passing a few settlements on the way to Shalani Station. That's the perfect opportunity to look around. In that case, Drake and I know a few locals who can help. Let's divide into two groups. Envel, Alize, and Drake will come with me to inquire with the locals. Meanwhile, the rest of you can go inspect the dome. Understood. Once everything is finished, let us reconvene at Shalani Station. We can start with the start with Hutsa. That's where the Dust Watch is based, if I remember correctly. You do. The Sheriff, Kemaka should be able to tell us a few things. Be right back. I'm gonna shut my door. Okay. Go and do something real quick. Okay, there were no side quests with gear around. You too. And I'll be welcome out as well. You're Sheriff of the Dust Watch, yes? What's the situation here in Hutsawadi? Well, the enemy hasn't tried to pick a fight with us yet. The ships gave us a shock when they first appeared, but they've just been floating there, holding position. That said, I've received some unsettling reports elsewhere. We've been investigating to the extent we can, but we're spread thin and haven't looked on Shishinawazi Springs yet. Apparently mechanical soldiers were seen in the vicinity. Is that true? People there are in danger. They worry about the other townships as well. If the rest of you could head to the springs, I'll pay a visit to Mewahitson. I'll come to Urnville. See you in a while. Oh, hold on, I missed that one. Pausing. I'm back, YouTube. There was 2 side quests. And all clear this way. Mechanical soldiers don't seem to be in the area. Still, we should talk to the locals. Let's each make rounds and see what we can learn. I'm guessing there's an inside to this place. Yep. Oh, you're the one who helped us the other day. While Lika and the others are investigating, and they've confirmed that Nito Weekaway is safe. It was after the train had begun its journey back here that the dome appeared. So those who were riding the train then are fine, but we don't know what's because of those who disembarked in Yosolani. Ah, what a mess. And after we just finished fixing the tracks. Damn, so it was really unlucky for some of the people. Hi. Kind of soldier shows no sign of life. It appears to have been run through with a polearm. Sorry, I'm fixing my hair. So somebody's a badass. No. No. Rick, you came. As you can see, we're doing alright. After those ships appeared in the sky, soldiers clad in white showed up around town. But to our surprise and relief, a traveler came along and dealt with them all in a flash. Estinian. Never mind. It is a... We figured out who the badass was. I'll never forget the way he soared through the air, spear in hand. Shame I never had a chance to ask his name. We're all safe thanks to him, but I can't say the same for those in Yosolani. We haven't heard from anyone there. I hope Namika is safe. Yeah, might as well. They're safe. Say safe. Blech. Right about the spearmen as well? That couldn't be anyone else. What's this? Someone spreading more gossip about me? Talk of how I saved the town and travels fast. That's not to discount the help of my friend here, of course. We gave those machines a real beating. Thought you'd come sooner or later. You know what's happening? So you were indeed the one keeping other people safe. Thank you. Think nothing of it. The automata weren't particularly strong. I'm sorry. I noticed my camera's not like square on me, but it's at an angle. And it's bothering me. But are the rumors true? Galul Jaja is slain? I'm afraid so. Zarel Jah used some dirty trick to get the better of him. We'll make him pay for what he's done, mark my words. You're going to help her, I assume? I see. With your contingent, you won't lack for strength, in which case I'll remain in Shalani and keep an eye on things. That helps us more than you know. I'll send word to my brother before we set off. If you find yourself in trouble, don't hesitate to contact Koana. Koana? Brother? Wait a second, you're the Valve Resolve? I am, and you're Zekoa, right? I'll be counting on you to keep everyone here safe. Absolutely, if those hollow men show up, I'll send them packing. I'm the fastest gun in Sholani, after all. Jay can attest to that. Glad to hear it. We leave Sholani in your capable hands. Let's get patrolling right away. Nah. Stay safe out there, and don't do anything reckless. Wasted words, eh? Just do what comes naturally. Right then, it's time we headed to the station and join the others. Okay, so there's a bunch of other side quests, I think. Okay, there was a quest. And that was indeed the last one. Probably just before I go into a dungeon to get even more gear. Still, you know, might as well have it for the level. Thanks to Stydian, there's no casualties to speak of in Shalani. The Hut Sharo were safe as well. At the very least, there was no sightings of soldiers there. But what about the dome? Did you learn of anything of note? It's composed of exceedingly high concentrations of lightning energy. To even touch the barrier would prove fatal. When approaching, we must exercise all caution. And how are we supposed to get inside it? Zeralja and his army emerged from within, where there ought to be an entrance. An entrance, you say? Well, it so happens we might have an inkling to where one is. These are the engineers of Zaroktarol Railing, which operates the train between Sholani and Yetsolani. When we went out to recover the train, we had ourselves a look into at the dome through the telescope. It was then we saw it, a large fortress-like structure that looked like it straddled the dome's edge. You're telling us part of it is inside and part of it is outside? That seemed to be the case, yes. While we only observed from afar, the soldiers were coming and going from it. From that, I'd say it serves as a passage between the outside world and whatever's inside. But as you expect, the area is heavily defended. It won't be easy to get near. Do you know what became of the passengers who went to Yasalani? Lukalan's nursemaid was among them, a woman named Namika. What? Afraid not. The only passengers who were headed back here were accounted for. I can say that for a fact that everything was fine when we arrived in Yasulani. But when the big tremor struck not long ago, after we left the station, I hit the emergency brakes and looked back, and all I could see was the dome. What's more, The fortress sits right on the tracks of all places. What are the odds of that, eh? Assuming this fortress serves as a means to pass through the dome, we should first determine how to reach it undetected. Care if we're detected? I say we smash our way inside. Despite how it sounds, I actually gave it some thought. Zeralja wants me to prove I'm father's worthy successor. If I fail, he'll destroy Tuliolo. By charging in head-on, I'm making my intentions plain as day, and in so doing, keep his eyes on me. Bold strategy. I like it. I like this, dude. Of course, your plan will be no good if you're cut down before reaching their base. What you need is something that'll get you there quick and break through their defenses with a single decisive blow. And we have just that. Since the tracks go straight to the fortress, we can reinforce the train with armor, load her with fuel, and she'll carry and send her hurtling to it and explode on impact. Chief, have you gone insane? We're just saying how relieved that the train's still in peace, and now you want to turn it to a bomb? Train's not important. Our dream was to have railroads running from coast to coast, remember? If these invaders have their way, there may not be more railroads, let alone trains to run on them. Is that what you want? It's a sacrifice we have to make. These good folk are willing to put their lives on the line to get us inside that dome and put a stop to all this. The least we can do is help them. But Chief, listen, no matter how hard things may get, no matter how many times we fail, we can always get back up. As long as we're alive, we can always build another train. So have faith and quit your complaining. All these talks of trains, and I'm just like, which one of these fuckers is the most autistic? I get to say that because I'm autistic. But what if we fall really hard? There's no getting back up if we're dead. No one's dying on this train. I'll see to it myself. Needless to say, this will be a one-way trip, and we'll need to jump off at the last moment if we don't want to go out in a blaze of glory. Alright with that? Yeah, we've done worse. There's no changing her mind, is there? Just promise me you'll be careful out there, honey. I'll hold you to it. Can't start a family business without her, much less a family. You're allowed to say the loss of a train doesn't concern me. But with good friends and my loving wife beside me, that's all I really need in the end. At least it'll go down as the legendary train that saved Terrell. Billy the Bomb Engine. That's got a ring to it. That it will, but first, we've got to work to do if she'll look the part. Huh, Honkai Star Rail really looks different. I don't know much about Magitech, but if there's anything I can do to help, you need but say the word. Well, keep that in mind. If any of you are willing to and able to lend a hand, there's a work that needs doing over at the storehouse. It seems we have the path forward. I believe this is a good time for me to return to Tuliolo and inform Kuan of the situation. I shall return as well. I have new investigations to pursue. The dome's elemental aspect is similar to that of the gate in the Golden City. If we can identify a connection, we may learn something of use in our fight. It's one mystery after the next, but at least we're not without clues. It may not be easy, but I know we can get through this together. There's probably several golden cities throughout all of Tyrol, both Zoc Tyrol and I forget what South Tyrol is. But there's probably a bunch of golden cities. And they all just connect to the same reflection. Even only just having met them, I can see how important the train is to Walika and the engineers. We can't let their sacrifice be for nothing. While I have no objections to the plan itself, I have one concern. How can we be certain that Zerelja will not strike Tuliolal in retaliation? I considered the possibility, but when my brother told me to come prove myself, he meant it. He wants to show that his kingdom is superior to Tuliolal, and that it'll give him no satisfaction to attack when he knows I'm not there. No, he'll be waiting inside the dome, waiting for us to challenge him so he can crush us and prove his strength. Indeed, if anything, we're more likely to put Tuliol in danger by not taking the fight to him. So we indulge the Raja at least until Tuliolal has shored up its defenses. Right, we'll charge in from the front and keep his eye on us. During which time, Kuana will find a way to fortify Tuliolal. If you believe this is the best course, then we shall trust you in your judgment. I expect there will be no small amount of enemy resistance, but we will do all in our power to assist you. Thank you. Well, it's time is of the essence. Let's go and see what's left to be done for the train. Looks like work is getting underway. We'll finish in no time at all. So what can we do to help? No need to hold back. As I understand it, two of you met your fair share of craftsmen during the Rite of Secession. Would you happen to know a few who'd be willing to come help us complete modifications to the train? Of course. What sort of craftsmen do you have in mind? Let's see now. Perhaps my greatest concern is keeping the train safe from enemy attacks. Even with you aboard the train to fend them off, it'd be over in an instant if they managed to get just one good hit on the ceruleum tanks. According to an eyewitness, the soldiers use lightning-based weapons, so I've got a mind to install grounding rods. Would you happen to know a carpenter who could handle that? Master Carpenter from Alkanu, huh? If they'd be willing, we'd be glad to have them. No objections from me. Just be sure not to forget their traditional greeting. But we'll need more than just a carpenter if we want this done in a timely fashion. Got a lot of equipment that needs moving. Heavy equipment. I don't suppose you know anyone up to the task? Zerwormer would be perfect. Zermurwer would be perfect. We'd be hard pressed to find folks stronger than the Yokhoi, and I'm sure he'd be willing to help. You're friends with the Yokhoi? I'll be damned. Will not want for strength with that help. With help like that. Next, I'd like to outfit the train with some powerful weaponry of its own. Like it hasn't. No, soldiers will be riding their flying vessels, and we'll need countermeasures to deal with them. That's true. I, for one, can't use magic, nor am I hard-handy with firearms like my brother. Any ideas for ranged weapons that we can use? Ballistas, eh? While they'd be powerful, it seems to me that it'd take too long to reload between shots. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but like, she just got done saying that Kawana, she can't wield firearms like Kawana. If there were some sort of ballista that could reload quickly, then that might work, but weapons aren't exactly my field of expertise. Perhaps I could be of assistance. The Crystarium employed etheric cannons for its defenses, and I see no reason why the design cannot be adopted for your train. While I did not conceive of them myself, I know their design. It should be possible to build them here, provided we have the requisite materials and skilled smiths. Now that sounds like something Fontaine can help with. What are the materials we need? Rail can be fashioned from any metal so long as it's highly conductive to aether. To power the cannon, we'll require fire-aspected crystals of the highest purity. Fire crystals, eh? Might be as the miners over at the spring can help with that. Then, if I could leave the crystals and smiths in everyone's hands, I shall get started drawing up the schematics. Right then, I'll secure the smiths. In the meantime, could you deal with the materials? Shenza's in the charge of our supply, so it might be good to talk to him about it first. Well then, I think we're set for a plan. Thanks for the consultation. Now let's get this train dressed up and give her the proper farewell she deserves. Mm-hmm. The plan's come together to make good speed. I'm going to try to enlist some more help from among our friends back in Yoktaral. I'll leave the materials in your care. I think I saw Shinzo over to the southeast. Boing, boing. Oh, sod it. That should be enough lumber for the armor, but what else do we need? Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. What can I do for you? Yeah, would be a good armor for these guys, wouldn't they? Etheric cannons? Interesting. I have an idea where we can get the conductive metals. I'll take care of it. I'm not sure about the fire crystal, though. Might be best if you spoke directly with a miner. Well, Dr. Disrespect? Can I leave that to you? Great. You're friends with Iate, aren't you? One of the best miners around. If anyone can get you the crystals you're after, it's her. Like, I know it's a mix between mine-ers and mine-ors, but it's still funny to make the jokes. Oh, Jake, what brings you around these parts? The purest fire crystals, you see. I think I heard tell about them before, but what about, what's that about? I remember Cerulanalas. You can find them to the southeast of town. I'm looking at one right now. They actually ingest fire crystals and keep them in their gut, if you can believe that. If you want the purest crystals, though, you'll have to go after the oldest and toughest Analas. Nothing you can't handle, right? I'll show you where you can find some to hunt. Looking forward to seeing why Ehrenvel thinks of you so highly. That's quite a fiery wildlife in these parts. We think it's due to the cerulean, but no one can say for sure. Still, not often you see the bigger, dominating sort. That's what you need. What you'll have to do is hunt down a few of their kind, establish yourself as the threat. That's known to draw out their leader. That's the spirit. While you're on the hunt, I'll keep watch nearby to make sure no hapless traveler comes stumbling in. I am a threat. I'm just gonna pick this up real quick. Bum 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 ba-dum bum. I am a threat. Damn, I missed. Boing. Oh, boing. Amazing, you dealt with the beast in no time at all. And you need the crystals delivered to Shezenza? I'll do it, or something. These fire crystals are for the train, aren't they? I heard that's your plan to enter the dome. I want to thank you for going through such length to stop these invaders. And though he'd grumble if he knew I was asking this, but please take care of Eleneshpa. Anyway, I bet I'd best be on my way, and you as well. In any case, you're going to meet in case you're going to meet her, I saw Wooklamat heading for the station. Might as well. A little faster. So we got the Christmas farm. Good work. I've got just returned from looking for help. We'll see in a moment who answers the call. All will be ready in readiness for them when they arrive. Damn it! I'm idle for a moment. All I can think about is my home. Keep your chin up, Aaron Bell. We'll be on our way soon. We'll find you yabba yabba, and we'll find your mother. It'll be good to see her after all these years. There's so much I'd like to ask her about the time together with Papa. Oh, she'll talk your ears off. Once my mother starts, there's no stopping her. I wouldn't want it any other way. Right. Let's return to helping where we can. The real work begins when the extra hands will arrive. Thanks for making the trek here. To be honest, I wasn't expecting so many of you. Since the attack on Tuliolo, I had been wondering if there were all I could do to help. So, when I heard about the upcoming operations from Valquana, I leapt to the chance to do my part. Peace will be restored, and then we can all enjoy a nice cup of mezcal. This is our home, and we'll do whatever it takes to keep it safe. While I assist with the efforts here, High Luminary Grifferler does the same at the capital. I'm truly grateful. That person has gray hair. With all of us working together, there's nothing we can't accomplish. Let's go. Let's get to it, my friends. Let's get to it. I don't know if they needed to bring out the lyrics for this one. I mean, I imagine it would have taken a few days to do this. That'll do it. You've done your part. Leave the rest of us to finish mounting the armor and cannons, and you have yourselves an hard-earned rest. Thank you again for answering the call. No need for thanks now. Whenever you need help, just give us a holler. Indeed. We must do our part when our nation is in peril. I didn't realize in peril was one word, sorry. Here, we love Tyrell, and we love you, Val Wilcombat. I love you all too. Your kindness and goodwill will not be in vain. This I promise. Thanks again for all your help. We wouldn't have been able to finish so quickly without you. Go rest up. Won't be long before the train's ready. All aboard! From here on out, we won't stop working until the train's ready. If you have any preparations, now would be a good time to see to them. Boarding call will come before you know it.
Right, we're just about done with the modifications, but I have to stress that we cannot afford a test run.
It's fine. We understand and accept the risks. We have faith in you and your craft. I'm sure everything will go to plan. With all the hard work everyone's put in, it couldn't be otherwise.
Finished at last! Behold, the pinnacle of locomotive engineering, the Dawn Blazer.
Amazing!
Yep, she's been fitted with wooden armor and a crystal grounding rod to mitigate the effects of lightning. Naturally, we had to overhaul the engine so it could handle the extra weight.
I also had her outfitted with etheric cannons, the better to contend with enemy forces. And as they're modelled upon those used at the Crystarium, I can attest to their potency.
So, what do you reckon? Given the tight turnaround, I'd say we did a damn good job.
Damn good doesn't just cover it.
Glad she's to your liking. I hate to let go of such a beautiful piece of machinery, but I know you'll give her a proper send-off for us.
At the risk of spoiling the mood, we should probably get moving.
Yep, you won't get far if you let them pummel you from the air, but you'll be safe enough once you reach the tunnel.
In that case, I will conceal the train with a spell once everyone is on board. It should last long enough for us to reach the tunnel unnoticed.
I want to see Invel on a turret.
Right. So everyone, are we ready?
We've done all we can. Rest is up to you.
I won't let you down. All aboard!
At this speed, we should arrive at the dome in no time at all.
But not before we're spotted, I expect. Stay alert!
Here we go. Stand fast, everyone.
Ah, it's me and look with Matt.
They switched to firearms!
Oh dear.
Raha, jump!
Erinville, I need you to take over for me.
Hell yeah! The just crossed look.
End of the line, everyone!
Hell yeah. God, that was so cool.
Oh, that was too close. Still alive, Erinville?
Mostly.
Probably have a heart attack from all the...
At last, the enemy stronghold. We should hurry before they can regroup.
Let's go and find out what's inside.
So all the calamities coincide with a different element. And all the reflect an element as well. Light and dark are two separate reflections that still exist, that haven't been rejoined. So I'm wondering what element is affected by, well, is one of the other reflections.
I won't let you down.
Let's get to it.
Why is it even offering tank or healer? Oh, in case you are a healer and you want Graha to be... Okay. And, here we go. The soundtrack is dope. What? Hey, Kelsey.
I'm so thirsty.
How we doing tonight? All these sons of bitches with their sons of bitches motorcycles. Power Ranger looking fucks. Is it daytime for you? It is about 4 hours till daytime for me. I work the night shifts. You know this. Whenever you see me on Fanto or Glace's streams, I'm always at work. I get out of work at 6 in the morning. Oh, I'm not going to bed. You can't make me. Later, Kelsey. Not while we're live. Kelsey, no. I work night shifts. I need to stay awake. I appreciate your concern. Well, you said, you told me fuck you, and I said after a stream. I mean, you're the one who suggested it. Yeah, that's right, you'll watch your words now. Oh, you little shit. Hitting me with them fast AoEs. Still, it's a fun fight. That was early.
Just the beginning.
Nope, I need to be up. It's not showing me that till the last second. So I need to remember that, or at least watch out for the bikes. Damn it, Kryl. What do you mean, humph? Dude. What did I say? That it was rude. I have been nothing but nice. And, sassy. Let's say. What is the, what have I said that was rude this stream? Of course I'm not sleeping. I've only been awake for a few hours. I made sure I got 8 hours of sleep. Look, I got 8 hours of sleep. That's all you need. Now that's just called being lazy. 16 hours of sleep? Nuh-uh. Honey. Well, yes, I know I'm lazy, but I'm not lazy for that reason.
Hi, honey.
Rude. You rude as hell. Thank you for the lurk. Solids. What are you? Well, I've been getting a lot of fending stuff here. Well, that's a bullshit move. Now this is an interesting mechanic. Now this is fun. Simple, easy, but also not entirely easy. That was fun. Tricky, but fun. Oh, shit. Bracelet. One more chest to see if I get anything from here. Oh. Such a serious breach would be allowed, but it ends now. Oh, it's a dude. Vander the Snake Skinner. We redeem our honor with your lives. Yeah, something isn't right about this. The dude's a human. This can't be the whole fight. There has to be a part 2. Yeah, that's right. No resurrection magic. Oh. Is this why they call you Snake Skinner? I think I get it. Okay, I see. Where his tail's pointed is where he strikes first. Damn. There we go. Paladin arms. Casting. Well, that's fine. I got the paladin arms from it. Let's see what the paladin arms look like just to get an idea of what they look like. Oh, hell yeah. We do get the swords. Kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy XIII. Some of the enemies' swords. I can't think of anything else. Maybe Xenoblade? I don't know. What else did I get from here that... Vanguard Jacket of Casting. Oh, hold on. This is a dungeon gear? Okay, so I did get the helmet. I didn't notice that. And, it's a baseball cap for me. I'll just not have it looking. Didn't I get something offending here? Gauntlet's offending. Okay. Sorry, as soon as I saw the sword and as soon as I saw a few things, I got excited. What do the shields look like? Okay. Look pretty cool.
Открытый was not the home that I had left behind. There was no mistaking we had reached Yassulani, and yet it was wholly unlike my memories. The lands of my childhood had changed beyond imagining. To where had I returned? We tread on, the darkened skies above a mirror to my heart, clouded with fear and uncertainty.
How bizarre. This cannot be Yassulani, can it?
Damn. That's probably another dungeon over there. Fuck. I was prepared for something strange, but this is like another world. I don't understand. Already halfway to 99. Hold up, let's look up what Vanguard Twin Blades look like. They are the ones that Zeralja had. Oh. I see a few of the Vanguard sets, and oh my god. I want to run this dungeon over and over again for all the gear. Holy shit. What number dungeon it is so I don't accidentally spoil my company members. Oh, those are raids. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. It doesn't make sense. That tower was always there. No, definitely not, nor the wall over there. The material's not something we use in Torel. It's closer to what we saw into the gate to the Golden City. Or those mechanical soldiers. Such a massive structure couldn't possibly have been built in built in so short a time. A massive structure couldn't possibly have been built in such short a time. Then I'm inclined to assume we've been transported to another location. Or perhaps all the buildings were transported to another location. Well, speculation will avail us not. We'll need to learn more before we can draw conclusions. Let's take a look around then. Looks like a train station, doesn't it? That must be Yasudani Station, where the passengers disembarked. Then perhaps we'll find someone to talk to there. Let's go investigate. Hold on, a friend of mine's directing me. I'm pretty sure this is Yasudani Station, but from the state of it, I swear it was abandoned years ago. I'm not sure what to make of this. We should look around a bit more. Why did it get older in here? The building is a rotting husk. It clearly has been many years since anyone lived here. Are we transferred to a different time? Oh, it makes sense. You find a train turntable. The thick layers of rust suggest it hasn't been used in years. Does time accelerate in here? The tracks are heavily rusted. It would seem they haven't been tended to for a long while. Holy shit. Is is this reflection that's coming out time? Because we have the normal elements that are already rejoined. I believe that makes 8. And so let's look at the reflections, shall we? Source and reflections. Okay, so we have currently rejoined with water, oh, we do have dark. Okay. So we have water, dark, ice, wind, lightning, water, dark, ice, wind, earth, fire, and light. The void is an attempt. I think it was an attempt at darkness. I don't know what anything else would be attuned to, except for something like... Oh man, it has to be time for this one. Finished poking around, have you? Let's get everyone together then. I want you all to take a look at this. One of the mechanical soldiers, long since broken apparently. It's a look on its face. But I'd say its presence confirms that this is indeed Zaralja's domain we're in. What about the rest of you? Did you learn anything? It would also explain why it's like, oh, I thought you long dead. Was Zaralja saying, oh, I thought you long dead, and just all this those shenanigans and how he got that custom armor so quickly. So all evidence suggests this is Yusilani Station. Aye, no doubt we're in Yusilani, but I don't understand why these buildings are so run down. They were completed barely a year ago. For new structures to deteriorate at an enormous rate, and enormous ones to appear in a flash, if I didn't know any better, I'd say time flows differently here. Is such a thing possible? We have encountered this phenomenon before, as it so happens. Though it may be difficult to believe, our world is one of several. In some respects they are similar to one another, but in others wholly different. We call them reflections. Simply put, the rift between dimensions causes them to flow at a different pace with each other, with each world. While hours pass in one, years may have come and gone in another. But if this is Yusilani, then we should still be in the source. The flow of time should be synchronized. I'm not sure I follow all this talk of reflections and dimensions. But if Erentil says this is Yusilani, then it must be. Your village is little further along, is it? There's also that I could be wrong about the time reflection. Envel. Oh, yes, it's a short distance to the northwest. Let's head there next then. Rather than talk theory, it's always better to confirm things firsthand. May I be of assistance? Still functioning? Doesn't seem to be hostile, at least. Perhaps we can ask it some questions. Can you tell us where we are? Able to confirm credentials, please. Please present citizen identification. Unable to confirm credentials. Confirm. Confirm. Yeah, seems broken after all. Too strange by half. Let's leave it and be and get going. I swear to God, if this thing follows us, I'ma explode it. Are those lightning rods? Oh. Would you accompany me for a moment? There's something I wish to investigate. Look there, lightning appears to draw into those pole-shaped structures yonder. The designs suggest their manner of lightning rod. Let's go and take a closer look. This material appears to be the same as that used in mechanical soldiers and warships. On closer inspection, it appears to be fine etchings rather reminiscent of arcane runes. I suspect they are not merely decorative. I would posit it's used to harness lightning as an energy source. Quite impressive technology. I'll share this observation with Yustola. For a blessing, the dome doesn't appear to interfere with link pearls. Thanks for accompanying me. Let's head to the village and find the others. Yeah, they don't appear. Weird how that's a thing. Then again, it could be delayed. What in the world?
My home. It's in ruins. But why? What happened here? And where is everyone?
I had a look in a few of the other houses, but they had clearly been abandoned.
Damn it all. None of this makes sense.
Excuse me? Are you looking for someone?
Why don't you look familiar? Just in general.
I apologize for giving you a fright. However, I did have reason to keep to the shadows. Sriracha has told me a great deal about you.
Sriracha?
Greetings, and welcome to the realm of Alexandria. I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
Alexandria, that's
Queen of
Final Fantasy 9.
If you are the Queen of Reason, is there perhaps a...
Yes, if you mean to ask if there is a King of Resolve. Zorulja holds that title, and together do we reign.
Then you're both behind the attack on Tulishola.
And I doubt you're here to offer us a warm reception. No, you have it all wrong. I am not come to fight. Zorulja rules alongside me, but that is a matter of expedience. In truth, we are at odds, he and I. It is at considerable risk to myself and my people that I come before you to beg your aid.
Our aid? I'll admit I cannot imagine King Zorulja is keen to share and share alike. But if what you say is true, you're still the queen.
Indeed. But I was once the sole ruler of Alexandria. Until one day, he appeared, bent on conquest. In my weakness, I feared his power. So I persuaded him to forego violence and strike a bargain. I would remain queen, and he would receive technology that would empower him to achieve even loftier ambitions, along with the knowledge to use it. A gamble, to be sure, but if it might spare my people...
If I may, the dome surrounding these lands was erected but recently. How is it he was able to not only invade, but instate a new system of leadership in a mere matter of days?
I've never heard of your realm. And this place is, or at least was, Yasulani. The house I grew up in is still here. But 3 years ago, that tower and these strange contrivances weren't. Nor was our village in ruins. Where did you come from? And what happened to the people who lived here? You must know.
I realize how confusing this all must be. Truth be told, I don't fully understand it myself. What I can say is that one day, people from your Tuliolol suddenly appeared here in Alexandria. Or perhaps it was we who found ourselves in Tuliolol. Until but recently, we were completely unaware of events taking place beyond the barrier surrounding our realm.
Does this not remind you of the Crystal Tower? How after the 8th Umbral Calamity, we devised a means to transport the Spire across time and space from the source unto the First. Granted, this is on a much larger scale, if that is indeed what has happened. Not only the people and structures, but also the surrounding environment. Regardless, the people of Lakeland perceived the arrival of the Crystal Tower much as the Queen describes her own experience. Sudden and inexplicable.
Well then, you appear to have a better grasp of our circumstances than we do. Indeed, more than I dared hope. In which case, a closer examination of the effects of this phenomenon may afford us more insights. Allow me to take you to the outskirts. A number of the Shatona live there as well. Perhaps your acquaintances are among them.
Hold on. If we accept, there's no guarantee we're not walking into a trap.
But if we're to defeat Zorolja, we need to understand how he grew so strong. Besides...
You're right.
Queen Sphene, before we go, Your Majesty, I have to ask, did you really have nothing to do with the attack on Tulihyolal?
Noble Wuklamart, shall we dispense with the formalities? I'll not deny the soldiers and airships that attacked your people are products of Alexandria. But it was Zorolja, not we, who fashioned them into weapons of war and laid siege to Tuliolal.
So he alone is to blame.
No, I may not have prosecuted this war, but I nevertheless bear responsibility for it.
Perhaps. I know next to nothing about you, let alone what you've been through. So by all means, show us around. I think we'll learn a lot from meeting your people.
Wonderful! If you would follow me. Is that concern or suspicion? If things should take a turn for the worse, might I call upon your aid? I jest, of course. But you do strike me as the most capable here.
I find it funny no matter how unassuming you make your character look, everyone's just like, oh, you seem very capable. Okay. Also, I looked it up. Sphene? Sphene? Can't remember how she pronounced it. It's a type of... What was the wording? A Sphene is a type of... Neosilicate mineral. It's better known as Titanite. It's better known as Titanite, and so like garnet is also a neosilicate. Silicate? I don't know. Considering she's a queen of Alexandria, she is Garnet's counterpart, essentially. I think goes without saying, but we're not to go trusting her just like that, right? Anyway, any way you look at it, it's a mysterious girl who appears out of nowhere proclaiming herself a queen is suspicious. Well, having established that we should be wary, we could use more information. So let's head to this palace, the outskirts, and see what we can learn. Perhaps about the sphere as well. About Sphina as well. Sphene. I don't know. I don't remember how she pronounced it. I have a cat at the door. I have the cat. I no longer have cat. I trust you have similar farming facilities in Terrell? They're completely different than ours. I've got no idea what those machines do. We settled on this approach after some trial and error. The Terrelli have their own methods of farming which they wanted to continue employing. But the environment makes it challenging. There's too much rain and not enough light. So you just gave artificial light my controller disconnected. Thankfully, the use of electrope has allowed us to fortify the buildings here, as well as provide what nature cannot. Electrope, what? Electrope. It's a mineral used for myriad devices and applications. A topic for another time, perhaps. If you would follow me, we're nearly to the outskirts.
Here we are. Though you'll doubtless find much of what you see in Alexandria strange, the traditional agriculture practiced in this village at least should be familiar.
Queen Sphene? What business brings her here, I wonder?
The Queen has come!
You look well, Paquine. And Catogne, I see you've already taken to your new position.
When she introduced herself as queen, I was expecting someone colder. Honestly, she reminds me of you, Namachi.
Me?
It's only natural for a ruler to love her people. And I should like to know them as best I can.
even the most trifling details.
The more you come to know them, the more you grow to love them. Who they are and what they've built.
That's it. Beautifully put. And it would appear that she is well loved in turn.
Your Majesty, you honor us with your presence. And who are these fine people?
Tuliolol's vow of resolve Wuk-Lamat and her companions. They come from beyond the barrier, but you needn't worry. They are good people and are to be treated as my honored guests.
The rumors of a link to the outside are true, then. Wuk-Lamat is still so young. Where are my manners? I am Popone, a leader of sorts of the people living out here.
Papone? That has a Tonawautan ring to it.
Right you are. I take it you hail from this region as well? Teshpiani, perhaps?
Yes, I do. I don't suppose you know a woman by the name of Kafkiwa?
Kafkiwa? I'm afraid I'm not sure if I've ever met someone with that name.
Oh.
Mother isn't here. But it's a relief to know at least some of the people of Yasolani are alive and well.
Your mother, you say? Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance.
You know my mother?
I do. Yes.
Then tell me, please, where is she?
I cannot say. Not here, but I promise I will in due time.
I have a question, Pepone. Do you recall what happened the day the dome first appeared?
The barrier? Well, I remember fixing a shelf that had collapsed after a terrible earthquake. Then the ground began to tremble. There was a brilliant flash of light, and then... Forgive me, my recollection of it all is rather poor.
You needn't push yourself, Popone. After 30 years, no one could blame you for not remembering.
30 years? As in 30 years in the past?
Absurd though it may sound, there is no doubt in my mind the events that led to the joining of our lands occurred 30 years ago. Which is not to say I understand why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Zoralja's military base was completed, and we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
Years. Little wonder Zoralja assumed our father had already passed away.
It's not unlike how time passes differently in the First and the Source. The fluctuating space of the rift between them disrupting temporal equivalence. Perhaps the same holds true here, and time flowed faster within the dome. I cannot say for certain, but I strongly suspect that to be the case. And based on the Queen's account, this encampment may have come to serve as a physical bridge between the two planes, after which the dome was forced into the source's temporal flow.
If we're to be certain of anything, we need more information. Sphene, would it be all right if we had a look around and spoke with the townspeople?
By all means.
Time to see what we can see of Alexandria, then.
And its people. I may yet find familiar faces among the survivors from Yasolani.
Even if I don't understand the half of it, I would learn more of this place before we confront Zorolja.
Perhaps
to
you
get
care to
once
see
out.
how we make our living. Though we have always prided ourselves on the use of traditional Tonawatan farming methods, the use of electro-fueled technologies has led to countless agricultural innovations.
I would join you as well.
Ma'am, please, you needn't trouble yourself.
It's no trouble at all. And I promise not to cause any manner of distraction.
Reassuring words, or they would be had I not heard them countless times before. Very well, but do be careful.
Of course. I shall proceed with the utmost care. Now then, if you two would follow me, we can begin the tour.
Now the second one's walking in. I kept the door ajar.
I can't say that I trust her yet, but I trust that her affection for these people is genuine. And that's enough for me.
I'll be ending in like 40 minutes-ish. Electrop has done much to improve the efficiency of their farming, but hasn't replaced anything. The people wanted to preserve their old ways of life, and we did not want to force ours upon them. You went to such lengths so that our cultures could coexist. Even going so far as to learn our tongue. I'm sure everyone appreciated that. Communication was thankfully not an issue, for the Terali tongue is surprisingly similar to Alexandrian. Of course, there are words and phrases for which there is no equivalent, but those can be taught with minimal effort. Through mutual respect and understanding and patience, we Alexandrians and Terali have learned a great deal from one another. I am sure that there's much you wish to learn as well, so please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. Tart Terali Tart. Ma'am, why did you open the doors all the way? gonna close it again. I don't want to wake my dad. Rather than bore you with lengthy explanation, I'm continuing to hiccup. Let us head back to the farm we passed earlier. UPA's Halo, it's called. We can speak to one of the farmers when we arrive. I guess we're off to UPA's Halo. Bum 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 bum. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. Allow me to introduce you to Mahusa. One of the... Oh, I didn't change it. She's well versed in myriad farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with other farmers is what has allowed this place to flourish. Queen Sphene, to what do I owe this sudden shower of praise? My apologies for the interruption. I come with guests from beyond the barrier. They wish to learn more of Alexandria, so I invited them to see how crops are grown. How our crops are grown. I do hope that's alright. So the rumors of visitors from the outside were true. What manner of host would we be to deny them a look around? And I gather your majesty is also intended to check on things here? These things are probably controlling their brains. You know me too well, Mahusa. I thought to seize this opportunity to see how the farmers are and perhaps pepper them with a few questions, though I do so enjoy observing and taking part of the work too. It would appear we have her permission, so please walk the grounds to your heart's content. You go ahead. I'll keep Sphene company. Don't misunderstand. I've met the suspicious type, but given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say? Fair point. Be sure not to let me out of your sight. Now I'm suddenly curious. Yep, her dress is the same color as what Titanite is. Oh, like a pale yellow. I shall remain under Wokelmat's watchful eye. Pray come find us after you've seen your fill and spoken with the other farmhands. Light levels appear to be fine. As for the power source... You wish to know about my job? I tend to the fields mostly, watering the crops, keeping the soil fertile, and so on. Admittedly took some time until I fully understood how to best carry out my duties. I also manage the lamps we use in the fields. We do our best to keep everything up to code, but should they ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. The land and sky being what they are, ensuring rich harvest makes for constant work, but honestly I enjoy how involved the process is. Both my parents being Alexandrian, I didn't grow up knowing much of anything about farming. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. Fuck your farm. Oh, an unfamiliar face. I gather this is your first time on site? Oh, this here's the storehouse. Rather, the entrance. The real storehouse is underground, much more spacious and equipped with temperature regulation system to keep the harvest from spoiling. Since the entrance is so small, it's much easier to prevent wild beasts from wandering inside, which also makes it a viable facility for breeding and raising livestock. We've got even a few beds down there for emergencies. Parents often complain about how Alexandrian technology and Electro complicates our lives, but it's a matter of learning how things work. Take my job for instance. I'm presently overseeing the storage of harvested crops. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing, and from there they find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. The work is hard, I'll not deny, but I take it with great satisfaction in what we do. You know, it's a shame they already used Alexander, because this could have been a good Alexander. Maybe. I don't know. There's no, like, 2 different buildings on each of its side in order for it to have its arms. So it almost makes a perfect Alexander. I forgot to attune. They're saying you and yours are visitors from beyond the barrier? Is that true? So it is, which means we're connected from the outside world again. Not that I have a desire to leave, mind you. I'm quite content with the life here in Alexandria. But setting that aside, you're here to observe our work, right? As you can see, I'm in charge of the livestock. Here at Yippe's Halo, we produce not only fruits and vegetables, but also meat, poultry, and eggs. Tending to the animals is an absolute joy, but I have to be careful not to grow attached. It's always sad when they're shipped off, but a job's a job. Well, I need to get back to it. It was nice talking to you. Please give my regards to the Queen. And let me just... I see, don't be too hard on yourself. Anyone would have been hard-pressed to deal with such a thing. Oh, welcome back. My apologies for failing your notice to return. I gather you've heard your fill of speaking with farmers? Well, let's return to Mahusa. Well, what are your impressions of the farm? It's comforting to hear. I need to fix my mouse pad. Your word served to affirm my people that my people do not work with undue strain. And what do you think of our little tour, Lamachi? Namachi? did you call? Was that inappropriate? My apologies. I heard the others call you by that name, and I thought... No, it's fine. You said it before. We've no need for titles and formalities. As for my thoughts, I was very impressed. That machines could be used to overcome so harsh an environment is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. The feeling is understandable. Indeed, many still find the machinery behind me baffling. It's a system that controls the distribution of water for the fields and livestock that's been acting up lately. Excuse me. It's a system that controls the distribution of water for the fields and the livestock. It's been acting up lately, though. Acting up, you say? You needn't worry, my queen. It happens fairly often. Put simply, it's taken in water that has strong lightning charge. We think some creatures have become charged up with the energy, and they're releasing it into the river we use as a source. The system would return to normal if the creatures were dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg it of the army. We could take care of it if you like. That's most gracious of your offer, but it's much too dangerous. Oh, it's no trouble for the Valve resolve it to the all. Regardless of how a relationship or nations may develop, if are people in need, I want to help. Simple as that. And Drake is even stronger than I am. It shouldn't take us long at all. Well, then very well. I gratefully accept. But please take care. This ought to go even faster if you and I search for lightning charged fiends on our own. Good hunting. Ba-dum-bum. I might as well. Ah, you're both alright. Thanks goodness. You really needn't have to worry so much. We barely broke a sweat dealing with the fiends. They're all gone now. Of course I was worried. You're my dear guests. But thank you. We truly appreciate this. Indeed, with this we won't have to ask Zorelja's machines for help. He's been making a concerted effort to bolster his forces, sparing but a fraction for the people's protection. He thinks nothing of our safety, unlike Queen Sphene. That's enough, Mahuasa. If you have grievances, I'll hear them later, but speaking of the king now... No, she's right. He's never been one to look after his people. Anyways, thanks for letting us tour the farm. The folk here are delightful, and it was a pleasure to meet them. Couldn't have, favored us with more uplifting words. My people, are my pride and joy. And you never fail to let us know, nor how much you care. Of course, you're my precious family, all of you. You seem to be a good sort, Sphene, that I'll admit. But you'll forgive me if I'm not ready to lower my guard for the enemy queen just yet. For you to be called that, I dread to imagine what villainy your majesty has committed. Come now, this is no laughing matter. A ruler is responsible for the welfare of countless lives, and one wrong decision can lead to untold suffering. Failure is unconscionable. Now, I believe we're done with the farm. Let's move on, shall we? Go for another 20 minutes. Perhaps we should head back to the outskirts. I dare say our friends will also have returned by now. My thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come again and visit us anytime. I can't wait for Final Fantasy XVI to come to PC. Do you hear that?
What's happening over there?
It's nearly time.
I'm glad you could make it.
Are you with us?
Queen Sphene has come to see you.
We're here, Namika. Everything is going to be all right. What's the matter, dear?
be? That's the bangle I gave to Namika.
You know her?
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
Namika, it's me! Wuklamat!
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end.
Has she no more soul cells?
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
The fuck is a soul cell?
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on, in us.
I have a feeling something fucked up's about to happen. It's either gonna be fucked up or wholesome.
The giants share a similar belief.
Wait, where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
Let us give them some time alone.
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
It's not the end.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps. Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time. Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a Void Gate, or even with the Crystal Tower. In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining. Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
Ascians mentioned.
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding.
Familiar conversation.
I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes. To when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm. The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's innocuous influence.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
In other words, Sphin's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
But of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder. Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs. Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zoralja resides.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zoralja do as he pleases. But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father, and to do so, I intend to take Zoralja's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
A fair question. Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm. It is a ruler's duty. Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Kafkiwa, you might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
I am afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
I don't trust that.
It's not as if we have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep anyway.
I don't know what that's about. The whole brain thing.
Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Namika? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
Oh no. It's Orients all over again.
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
How can you not know who she is? You're in charge here. She was under your care.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud. Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud. Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
So I make reference to Orients because this was a similar plot point in Final Fantasy Type 0, where if somebody died, all memories of them would just disappear. At least the memories of these people go somewhere. So there's, like, I don't know, hope that they'll return. Memories of them would return, but god damn, that's fucked up. I'll finish off the quest line before I call it, considering we are mid-quest line. What's going on? How could Peppo and suddenly forget about Namika? It's as if you never knew her. Could the same thing have happened to the others as well, I wonder? There's only one way to find out. Let's make inquiries about Namika in this area, and we can reconvene afterwards at the Ethereate. Checking all the side quests, skeet up, dot up, side quests. Right, I don't know that person. I'm sorry, I'm sorry I couldn't have been of help. Do I recall caring for someone until recently? And you say it was a woman named Namika? Can't say for certain it was her, but I wouldn't worry. I'm sure she's just been taken up to the cloud. There's a thing called caring and then caring too much. What's that? Do I know Namika? Never met anyone by that name. And I've worked on these outskirts for a good while now. If she spent time here, I would remember. But it was the same for everyone else. Not a single person remembers Nanmika. It's as if the memory of her has been purged from their minds. While such a thing might be done with magic, to alter the memories of so many at once would be a tremendous undertaking. We would have felt a surge of aether corresponding to the act too. And I sensed none of that in a moment. Neither did I, but I had noticed something else. Right before Pepone seemingly forgot, a light in the device on his head began to blink. Could there be a connection? Someone also said something about soul cells. But who might we ask about this? If we continued to making such inquiries, I expect we would only cause confusion. Indeed, what if we can't really readily solve the mystery about Namika? Perhaps we could search for Kakuya instead? Scene said to try the Thunder Yards. It should be this direction. Do they get uploaded into robots? Impossible. Another kind of mechanical soldier? Looks dangerous. We better destroy it. Ah! Did we give chase? I think it understood our words. It might be worth asking it some questions. Anvil, are you alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. It's nothing. I'm fine. Well, it went off in the direction we're headed anyway, so let's try to track it down. I missed. Found it? Pa-pa-pa-ta-pa-ta-pa. Pa-pa-ta. To the northeast? Then it must be bound for the mines. Oh, come on then. It could be a trap, so let's not rush too quickly. Not too shabby, Aster. I'm about to finish up here shortly. Yeet you over to Fanto. But I'm gonna give it to the end of this quest line.
I'm so
thirsty. Heard voice is faintly coming from inside. So it's not alone. We're going in, of course. This may be a trap. Be ready for be ready for anything. Yeah, I leave everyone's stream up for that kind of reason. Oh, you reminded me. Hold on. Doing this before I forget. Boom. I contributed another 2,000. I can hear them. Several people up ahead. Can't make the conversation with the echoing. Let's keep going. Stay on your ground. Got a feeling this one's going to be voice acted. The art in the corner is to hide the chat window.
What is this?
Just to show you. Chat window. Ares. Hence.
It really is you!
Huh?
Huh?
Who?
I just had to get a look at you in the light, and I can still hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling Elderspirit!
Oh my god, no.
My darling, what now?
What do you mean, nice pose? Is this Kakuya?
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fussy little bun bun. What are you doing here?
Oh, okay.
What took you all this way?
Yeah, you should take the compliments to Ares. Because I'm autistic.
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
I'd know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird, floaty...
What do you mean, how so? I'm just autistic.
And what have we here? Say, aren't you Glue Jaja's kitten? I knew I recognized that adorable fuzzy face. Elderspirit was always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me, I hope?
I can't say that I do, but you know my father?
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Kafkiwa.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I kind of...
This won't do. Come in! Friends of my Elderspirit are always welcome.
I don't know how to describe it other than it's not, like,
All I ask is a little for
super apparent, but as soon as you, like, know the little quirks, you can understand, you can see the little quirks. I don't know how to describe it.
Just when I thought I was starting to get a handle on this place. How are things still getting stranger?
So his mother's in a robot. As far as I can tell, this is indeed my mother. I can think of a few people in the world. I can only think of few people in the world quite so spirited. But as what's happened, we'll need to ask her. And that is a good place to stop for the night. YouTube, goodbye. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by, and have a good one.